Greetings, greetings. Hello, friends. How are y'all? Good to see your faces. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Pinky. How you doing? Catman Bill in the place to be. Brian, I see your fingers waving. Hey. Mr. Tezazoma, what's up? Hey. RMT, yeah, you know me. At least that's what I heard. That's what I heard. You know. Joski, good to see you, my brother. All right. Yes. As the people come in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Bill Elkins out in California. How you doing? Give us a wave. There we go. Melissa Cairns, hi. How are you? You look relaxed. Welcome, welcome. Christy Scribbles, what's up, boo? I feel like I just saw you. Maybe I did. I'm still happy about it. She's got a guitar. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't even wait. I hope we got you on the list. Hello to all the new folks. Casey. Yes, you can. Casey, actually, you are the first person to try and jump onto the good luck round. So if you did not make it on the list, which I will be posting quite shortly, please send me a private message, the first 5, to hit me up, end up on the good luck round. That means we still have room for you, as we always do. Welcome, welcome. This is the Thursday night online open mic brought to you by the illustrious Nuyorican's Poets Cafe. And we are here with you at 9 p.m. Eastern every Thursday night, bringing you all styles of spoken word, including poetry, comedy, and also that music. So yes, we got some guitars in the house. We got some vocalists in the house. So we are making space for all of you, as always, to come into the room and bless us with your magic. I am your host, Ray Jane, and I will be with you, your conduit, your spirit guide, through the evening as we share our hearts with each other. Because that's all we have to offer. And that's all you ever have to bring to this room with us. Just a second, so that we could also get to our sponsors. Because, you know, we got to pay the bills, y'all. We got to pay the bills, okay? So thank you to the National Endowment for the Arts, New York State Council on the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust. And to all our friends out there in Facebook land and YouTube land, if you want to get down with us live and in person, honey, go on ahead and put that Zoom 279-9995-365. Actually, no, that ain't even the number, but I'm gonna tell you the right one soon. So that means you gotta what? Pay attention. That's right. So welcome to the room. I'm so excited to be here with you guys, as always, and we are going to get into it. I will be posting the list periodically as we go along. The list consists of 20 on the guaranteed list and 5 to 10 on the good luck round, hoping to get everybody in so we can hear everything that you have to share. We do this every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you said, dang, Ray Jane, I didn't have a chance to get on. How do I get on next week? Well, you go to nuyorican.org, which I will put in the chat at some point tonight, and you go to calendar, events calendar, and you choose the Thursday night, 9 p.m. slot, artist ticket. And when do you do that? You do it on Wednesday night at 9 p.m., so 24 hours ahead of time. So if you want to spit on Thursday, what you gonna do? I'll sign up on Wednesday, correct? So if you follow me at It's Ray Jane, that's ITSRAYJANE, you can find the instructions on how to do that on my page, and I'll be posting it periodically because everybody forgets, and that's okay. All right, so let's get into the list. I promise you it's coming, guys. The first person on the list is our own Beanie Goddess herself. Lizzie, can you unmute and join us?
Hello, Beanie Blessings.
Beanie blessings, Lizzie. Beanie blessings. I'll let you go ahead and bless us with your fire. Go ahead.
Thank you. Always happy to open. This is from the prompt, the 30 for 30 prompt yesterday, and I think it was Impossible Logic. So it's called If. When your brain feels so funny, the most basic questions melt into each other, making your gift of logic impossible to reach for. The vines I need to swing from to get this exhausted, pent up energy out of my body and back into nature are pulling further and further away from me. Remember nap time, mandated time for children to rest their eyes, souls, heart, and mind, drifting away into a positive dreamland where they can swing from vines all day long. Why here in America do we not have siestas? Instead, we work ourselves to the bone, no meat left to suck on, dragging ourselves around until we can't. We do not let ourselves feel pain, not our strong suit, until enough is enough. The walls have been hit, bricks covering us on the pavement. Today is a holiday to let our brains decompress, feel fuzzy, in a good way, inhale the green grass, letting logic drift away until tomorrow to conquer hard. Thank you.
Yes. Inhale the green grass indeed. Thank you, Lizzie, for bringing us in. Always opening us up with such great energy. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. Thank you. Good to see everyone. Always happy to be here. Anyone wants to read more of my poetry, ES_Strauss on Instagram. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Thank you for blessing us and starting us off with that fire. All right. So please put your information in the chat so folks can stalk you, follow you, whatever you guys call it these days. I don't know. All right. So next up is Jeff Cottrell. Yes. And Pinky backing him up as always. Has to unmute. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Little hearts on your shirt there.
That's right. I wear my heart on my sleeve, man. I can't help it.
Your sleeve and your shoulder and your chest and everywhere.
I really have an issue. I should probably get an ointment for that, but for now, we'll just keep it on the sweater. You go ahead and give us your.
Okay, I've got some relatively new shit tonight, although some of you have heard it already. It's called Trying to Break into the Group Conversation. So this is a nice rest. What did you guys order? Well, the thing, I saw that, yeah, that, if, I know what you mean. I know somebody like it. Yeah, but to answer your question, but then that's, well, just the funny, I know a guy who, and when the best part of that movie, then, you know, the most important rule of life that everybody should know that solves every problem, well, but is anybody even hearing me? Is there anybody? Nobody can hear me. I'm a serial killer with 12 bodies buried in my basement. I'm going to give $1,000 to each one of you. There's a deadly hurricane heading for this area right now. I know for a fact that the chef peed in all of your dishes. I have undeniable proof that God exists and that he hates people who listen to rap metal. All of your flies are open, wide open. I'm going to leave now without paying my share of the bill. Bye, assholes. Trying to break into the group conversation. Thank you. Another reminder, I have a book for sale. It's my novel, Hate Story. I'll put some links in the chat about that. And if we got anybody who can be in the Nashville area May 14th, I'm featuring at Poetry in the Brew live. I mean, fingers crossed that COVID doesn't get stupid with international travel again. But yeah, so I'm doing that and another gig the following week in Nashville. So thanks. Can't hear you, Ray Jane.
Just kidding. You know, that was a pop quiz and you passed. Okay. I was just giving you praise and just thanking you for always being creative in this space. I think you always bring us stuff that's unique in its own way and push us to try new things. So thank you, Jeff, for doing that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You go find Jeff so that he can share more of that creativity with you. Okay, let's see who we got next on the list. What kind of creativity we finna get into next? Okay, speaking of creativity. So I told y'all we got guitars, we got all kind of stuff for you tonight. So it's my pleasure to introduce you to someone who always brings us that music that we need. It is a Joski. Please unmute for us.
Yeah. Hey, Ray Jane.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm just so blessed. I'm bubbling over.
So I've got something I just wrote. This is a song that I wrote for La Bruja, and I wrote it collectively. It's kind of about the Bruja effect that so many of us felt over the past couple of years. And I offer this to you, Ray Jane, as a cautionary tale. We fell in love at the open mic. We fell in love at the open mic. Words from her lips felt like a kiss. We fell in love at the open mic, open mic. She cast a spell at the open mic. She cast a spell at the open mic. The shape of her sound heard the world round. She cast a spell at the open mic, every day and night. She's caring for the light. We feel the fire at the open mic. We feel the fire at the open mic. Cool as it burns, listen and learn. We feel the fire at the open mic, every day and night. She's caring for the light, every night and day. Everybody say, we fell in love at the open mic. We fell in love at the open mic. When she called my name, I sing my refrain. We fell in love at the open mic, Ooh.
Woo. Everybody, unmute yourself.
Joski.
Give some love. Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. Now, I told y'all Joski had that fire. Unmute yourself, Josie, so we can talk to you for a second. Unmute. There we go.
It's that technology again.
I tell you, it's always on us though, Josie. We can't catch a break. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for that song. Thank you for your new shit. That was beautiful.
Oh, you are so welcome, Ray Jane.
Absolutely. Can't wait to hear more from you always.
Thank you, my sister. I appreciate you so much.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. All right. Woo, man. And who he was speaking of, by the way, La Bruja or La Bruja NYC, also known as Caridad de Luz. She is de la Luz. She is the boss lady, the executive director of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, the person who is allowing all of us to have this safe space and giving us little poets in the boxes, opportunities to grow, to push ourselves and create more space for more poets to find home. So shout out to La Bruja. She was the original host of the Thursday night online open mic. Nobody will ever do it better. And that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just taking a little bit of this grace and blessing she given with me to have the opportunity to be next. That's all. So I appreciate all y'all in the room. If you don't know, please follow her at La Bruja NYC. Somebody put that in the chat so anybody who doesn't know can get to know. Okay, up next is going to be, oh, the producer with the mostest, the man behind the myth, the man behind the... I know, I'm bigging him up a lot, but he deserves it. RMT, please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm not producing your open mic today. You're in good hands, you know,
Yes.
whoever
Shout
is
out to
helping
Chris.
on the back end. Great. Oh, okay, good. Good to know. Yeah, let's give them all a shout out, on the back end. So that's always good. So glad to be here with you, Ray Jane. I'm gonna read a somewhat work in progress. I wrote that a few days ago. It's not yet fully finished, but I hope you get the sentiment. I called it My Home. My home is not in the woods in Thuringia, near where I grew up. My home is no longer in Europe, where I spent my childhood. My home is not where my dreams of becoming myself were not fulfilled. My home is not where I did not look forward to each new day. My home is not the dormitory I first stayed in New York when I arrived on this side of the ocean. My home is no longer the room I rented or thereafter the studio I moved to in the mid-Bronx 2 decades ago. Instead, my home is where my roots found new footing in the Northwest Bronx. My home is where my eyes now open up to the tree-lined street and the sun each morning. It is the same home where on many days I don't want to get up when my depression takes hold, leaving me to battle with myself all the way through the afternoon. Home is where I celebrate any minor accomplishment. Home is where I can feel assured that not every day is lost. My home is also still within the same 4 walls I stayed in during the pandemic to keep me safe. My home is where I can create and come up with new writings to publish. Home is now where I commute from to get to work and other responsibilities on most days. Home is where I take the train and bus back to in the evenings. Home is which I only show to my friends here in Zoom, allowing them to peek into my sanctuary. Home is where the internet allows me to stay in touch with my support group throughout the world. Home is where my pillow smileys behind me smile and give me encouragement. Home is where I try to do my best to march on and not to give up. Not every day at home is good. Not every day is a personal best. But my home assures me that I will be okay and cannot rest. Thank you.
Yes. Ron, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you
You're
for
very
being...
welcome. It's a very,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you for being home with us
I
and
feel
making it home with your smiley faces, because you keep us smiling.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys keep making me smile. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for carrying on La Brua's tradition here on Thursdays. You're the best, Rachel. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. It's my honor. Thank you, Ron. All right. Oops. Just kidding. Just kidding. Next, I was trying to unmute you. You know, I just like to talk to you, Ron. Next up is Ed, the fireman, foreman. Where are you, Ed? Jump out that box so I can find you. Is he here with us? Did he stay in the room? Ed might have jumped out. All right. Well, if Ed comes back, you know, I did say he's the fireman. So, you know, he sometimes got to put out some fires. He starts them usually with his poetry. But sometimes he has to go put them out. So if Ed comes back, we'll make sure we get him on. In the meantime, in between time, we are going to go to our cult leader himself, Nick Paleologos. Please unmute yourself.
I am. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Off. You're like, hey.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm pretty soft sometimes. I don't know. I like to be like quiet intro because like I sometimes put fires up, so maybe the fireman will come back and put them out. I don't know, but there's enough fire in here, so I mean, ready.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope it happens. Okay. Please share what you got. Please let the people know where they can find you first and give us what you got.
Yes, Real Nick PIG, Facebook, my name right there, Nick Paleologos. I'm also hosting at BWOM's next Monday, so y'all should come through for that. Yeah, it starts at 10 p.m. though, so yeah, but come through. So I was grappling with what I wanted to do today, and I figured I'll do a couple haikus and then a piece. Imposter syndrome. Grappled in codes of the soul. Which am I today? Haiku. Missiles burst in air. Flowers refuse to glow up. Nuclear fallout. And then the piece. This was done in your workshop, by the way, and I completed this one. Or at least I think it is. Here we go. My cranium contains a chronic pain. It tastes of cinnamon and chlorine, like I washed ashore on Cinnabar Island without water for days, hounding doom with a dower of gloom. A wish to taste peace on the tip of my tongue. I forgot my favorite food tasted like. Sweet. Whilst I've been biting bitter bites of blusterous clouds that make my brain rattle like a cradle, back and forth like I'm chasing 9 tails of a fox so elusive pulled me 9 ways to Sunday. Someday I won't divide myself so I can be easily conquered. There is no escape rope that can pull me out of this cave that wraps me in seafoam islands as I am 3 molts away from feeling 3 birds of preying upon broken altars that I walk upon with weightless air guiding me to stratospheric pressure. I don't want to blast off like Team Rocket again. I want to be grounded to the earth on that very island when my soles of my feet kiss the sand of full restoration. I am free from pain. I'm done. Thank you.
Ooh, please unmute yourselves. Give that man some love.
Yes, Nick. Woo! Yeah.
That was awesome. Awesome, Nick. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for being at the workshop earlier. On the workshop that Nick is talking about, the OYE group, OYE group, has several workshops that they allow us as poets. Again, we're pushing each other to grow, to write, to teach. And so for April, they have a Thursday writing series every Thursday, featuring some of y'all family members up in here, including myself, Nico Diaz, Amanda Villanueva. I see you, Nico. Hey, right? So we were moderating poetry workshops, and today was my turn to share and encourage healing and the releasing of joy. So please follow OYE group. I'll put that information down in the chat, and follow each other. Everybody's doing really dope things. You know, we were just talking to Nick, talking about his show coming up at BWOM. So follow him so that we can lift and support each other. We're just talking to RMT, and he's got the Bronx Art and Fun Hub, where they're always putting on wonderful workshops that help us grow and learn and try out new things, right? right? We don't always have to express ourselves the same ways. In fact, often we enjoy the art more when we push and try new stuff. So we believe in y'all up in here. So we know that y'all can try new things, and we've got just the places for you to do it safely, right? Without feeling like anybody's going to judge you, because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to love you, not judge you. All right, so speaking of giving some more love, we are going to move on to our professor. All right, y'all get y'all thesauruses out, your dictionaries, go on to Googles, get your finger typings ready, because there will be a few words that you might not know. So I encourage you to open your minds and brains to Mr. Tizazomog. Yes, unmute yourself, sir.
Hi, Ray Jane. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Glad to be here with you. What you got for us tonight?
Okay, so tonight I have part 4 of I'm Not Your Chihuahua. So we're gonna go deep. So I'm gonna jump right in because it's I'm gonna try to get it in before my time. Here we go. I'm Not Your Chihuahua, part 4. Whelping wetbacks. Mojados patos. Paz, Carlos Fuentes, nor Juan Rulfo. There is no labyrinth of the unborn in Comala. Like all the Mexican ranchos, they are flesh drained by the deterritorialization of the North, with its need for Mexican flesh. All the newborns are in the migratory ghettos of America. Flesh in carloads, flesh across the sweltering, sweaty, desolate desert, flesh of manual labor, human sexually trafficked flesh at $10,000 a carcass. Semi-trailer cargo containers with sandwich-filled flesh with the sidewall branding of more than a truckload of flesh, but a truckload of smiles. Mexican flesh al pastor, refried, asada, cachetes, tripitas, buches, and sauteed brains and onions and chile de mi árbol. Mexican flesh burritos, estilos quemechas. When I was little, they used to give me milk from the infamil bote, but now me lo sacan del garrote. Don't fall for the phenomenological kernel of religion we call alterity, as the structuralist being in the world renewed through chaos. Don't be fooled by the literary temporary autonomous zones, the ontological anarchy, and the poetic terrorism in land back. There is no conducive creative environment for the inter-transgenerational de-traumatization via taking stock, letting go, nurture or nourish, or rise and shine, a la Hakim Bey. The only task is in Pueblas, donde entierran el camote. The whelping litter drawn from feminist philosophy is a criticism of individualist and rationalist perspectives, suggests migration and immigration beyond the internal colonial model into contemporary class, gender, and animalization. The colonial lithology was compounded by the complexities of social order based on gender, race, and class differentiation. Where el Mexicano prefers class before race, and the migratory hierarchy of the color of money, el peninsular white Mexicano, el tucriollo, el mestizo, el comerindio, the doggerel of the North, the Americano privileges race before class, preferring the pigmentation. I learned this from Ray Jane, I credit that. The money perhaps oscillating between the Fitzpatrick and the Bauman pigmentation regimes. But our dogged struggles have always been tied to land, race, territory, something understood beyond the commons of the home range and scented by our biological pollution. Every time I see that Don Lechon almond dairy drink, Lala Entera, I am reminded of the blistering California Central Valley summer in Del Ano, where my father's family used up their Mexican flesh raising almonds for the Paramount Company, so the owner's daughter could be on a commercial where she could do quality control. Don't be fool, pendejo. We've been the beast of burden since the days of Chico Mostoc, embodied in our transgenerational narratives, marking geography, culture, history, genetics, migration, tradition, heritage, authenticity. We are the Chichimecs, the dogs of the north, as Rodolfo Acuña puts it. The fact that Chicanos are indigenous to the Southwest, therefore, if the Anglo-Americanos don't like it, they could go back to where they came from. With the gringo, we're always looking for peace. They want to pipe us, to get the gas from us. Nos quieren meter un tubo para sacarnos el gas. So don't wrinkle your green card. Please use our state-of-the-art protective accessory. Please use Mica Mote. Thank you.
Woo! All right. Thank you so much for that, Tess. I was hoping you were gonna give us another.
Tessa Somo. Whoa.
Tess.
Whoa. Thick and deep, brother.
Thank you all.
Absolutely. All right. Hold on. Let me mute you. I'll mute you again. Go ahead. Did you get it to unmute? You gotta unmute yourself, Tess.
I'm sorry. I said folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019, and I'll post the rest of the info on the chat. Thank you very much, Jane.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent work. As always, we talk about it all here. We get into the politics, we get into the realness. We are all citizens of the world. And as creators, we have a responsibility to those who choose to take it, to speak the truth, speak power to the truth. So we thank you, Mr. Tez, for doing that in this room and inviting us to join you in that vein. And like I said, if Ed the fireman foreman finished fighting the fires and came back, that we would absolutely get him back on. So Ed, I know you're ready. I'm going to unmute you.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I gotta love your workshop where the fun never stops. You're so amazing because you're always so blazing.
Well, thank you, Ed. Now come on with it.
All right. Okay. Well, I had to show my hand because my name is the Fireman. Hope everyone's ready for some erotic delights to make your nights a little bit of a delight. All right. This is called the Tantalizing Melody. There you are, my naked piano. I'm here to ravage and savor your keys. Don't worry, I tuned up my xylophone. I'm here to set you free. Every time I look into your eyes, the melodies come to life. Time to play to a musical and lyrical sunrise. Time to play with all the energy in my might. My lucid violin, please reveal those nice and sensitive strings. Let me play them without pauses or ends. Let me listen to your body create tunes while you sing. My sensitive maracas, I'll shake and shake them in my big hands. Please get lost in a harmonious buzz. Let me play on this barren yet enticing land. My delicate chimes, the song plays every time you jingle. It was passionate, romantic, and sublime. I love to listen to your wiggles and tingles. My soft harp, I love how my fingers flow into you. You sing notes of ecstasy, euphoria, hand taboo. Let our minds melt in the musical blue. Do you feel the giant fireball we need to subdue? My bare guitar, let me stretch out those heavy and long notes. Let us burn brighter than any lights or stars. Let your body float while I prepare my throat. My pink trumpet, you glow every time I blow, blow, and blow. I can't stand or sit. You love when I play long, strong, and slow, while the air goes down below. I can hear the melodies play in your chest. Looks like my tongue's been blessed with the echoes of yes, yes, yes. You play my ebony clarinet. You played with so much accuracy and precision. The burning tunes have been set. It felt like I was feeling another form of religion. My sweet drums, the tempo was getting faster, faster, and faster. I heard your high hums, the sweet sound of an orchestrated disaster. My soft bongos, the ground kept quaking and shaking. I was playing where the rhythm and notes go. My fingers were inking, but our grade was breaking. My ecstatic saxophone, the songs kept rising up. Their lyrics, even when you moan and groan, our hearts were speedy and pumped. The concert is over. The black curtains cover us. Wasn't I a passionate composer? Shh, my dear, let's dream while we touch and hush. And thank you so very much.
Ooh-wee. On and unmute yourself. I can't be the only one that professing up here. Y'all tell Ed how you feel about it.
I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, you're such
Right, Eddie, turn up the heat on him.
Oh, that
Fire
man,
man.
though, he's talking about the piano, right?
Whoa, Ed.
Man, you got the music playing, you got people jumping out their boxes. My goodness. But then again, that's how Ed does his thing. All right. That's why we call him the fireman. Okay. So make sure y'all prepare yourselves properly next time. Ed, please put your information in the chat. Mercy Munoz asked a great question in the chat. She said, workshops, where at though? So I'm going to put in the chat the Facebook groups of all of the groups here made of poets from the New York family who have created platforms for you to find free workshops to build and grow amongst each other. We mentioned a couple of them already, the Bronx Art and Fun Hub. The Word is Right. We got Marissa Prada in the room as well. Plenty of workshops to choose from there. Even here at the New York itself, newyork.org, we're doing a little bit of everything every single day of the week. So if you're looking for somewhere safe to share, to be inspired, to lift each other, Monday nights at 8 p.m., Advocate of Words hosts the online open mic Monday version, which is just poetry, and often is given a prompt so that you don't just go, but you go with some inspiration to share with. You sign up for that online open mic 24 hours ahead of time as well. So if you want to spit at 8 p.m. on Monday night, you sign up when? 8 p.m. on Sunday night. That's correct. Again, we'll put the neweurekan.org in the chat for you so that you can find your way as well. If you are in person, you said, I'm in the city, child. I'm trying to see what's popping right now. Okay. So on Monday nights, you can catch a slam open mic version at 8 p.m. That is also happens at the New Eurekan in person. Touch the walls of the Miguel Algarin put down for us. So you can definitely check that out in person. You can check out Advocate again on Wednesdays and it's open mic slam 8 p.m. at the New York itself as well. And then, you know, the weekend, even Sunday is for the Lord, but Sunday is also for poetry. Okay. So if you need a safe place in the city, just to kick it, come, write, come, be amongst other creatives, other open hearts. You can find yourself at noon in the New York, hosted by La Bruja. She has our Writers Cafe, and you can go there, right? And like I said, be amongst your folk, okay? And they call that the Writers Retreat. And that's the only place you could get the what? Draco Rosa coffee, okay? Starts at 12 p.m. And if you stick around later on in the evening and you said to yourself, yeah, I've been going to a couple of workshops. I actually have a bunch of poetry, but I don't know what to do with it. They said I should put it in a book, but who knows how to do that? Well, we do. So Sunday nights, 6 p.m. in person or via the Zooms, you can learn how to write a book of poems with Advocate of Words workshop series called Let's Write a Book of Poems. Couldn't be easier than that, right? You can find him on Instagram at Advocate, ADVOCATE of Words, OFWORDZ for poetic license. And of course, we'll put all that in the chat for you. As we think of more things, I will share them with you. Please connect with each other. There's always a space that's safe for you somewhere here amongst your friends. Okay? All right. So back to the list, right? Let's get to the now. Okay. So next person up is Joshua Love. We're going to ask you to unmute. Yes, you. It's you, boo. It's your
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi, host Ray Jane. What's up? Nice to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Go on and give us what you got.
All right, so like this is gonna be a combination of, you know, two different pieces that I've written, but like I've spit them together before, and I'm just gonna like do it because I know the words and I know the flow, so it should come pretty naturally. And if I mess up, then I'll figure something out. So thank you. Appreciate y'all 100. Nice job on the second hosting lap around the track. Nice job. I'm definitely enjoying it. All right, and don't make fun of my singing voice either. Don't be judging me. All right, here we go. I love you in many ways. The sun comes up every day. And for that, I'm grateful. My spoon got a cake full. Believe that. And the wine in my glass cost me an hour worth of your work. You underpriced. As I slice this steak with a knifeful, a pace full of thoughts. Yet in place, I sit in a chair with my niggas. We face plates full. Lament the state of the world so wasteful. Our way is collectively disgraceful. But God is good all the time, so I pray for grace. The energy that we share amongst each other so tasteful. That's why we fuck with each other. Have baked most of the time when you see me. Might dip to the coast for some wine in a Lamborghini. I'm big city living. We used to dream this. Now I'm orchestrating production teams just to record it so you can stream this. Thank you, Jesus. I love you in many ways. The sun comes up every day. You are the one that I love all the time. Like you love me, hanging out up above me. You shine down from above me. The sun is evidence. Just look in the sky. I can see you the most high. I love you in many ways. The sun comes up every day. I just paid your salary and taxes. Who the fuck you think is acting? We out here moving and shaking like Troy Aikman's back in the late 90s, eating dinner in the high 90s, praising God for we pick our wine. These hoes out here, but only a few really get it. So I move and shake them too. Celibate, I'm heretic. Jesus Christ is the door. I guess in New York, they got fellas that open doors at your crib. The whole squad making 6 figures. Trying to get to 7 before we get to heaven. Some still making 5, but we all together. So it's live. Yo, I'm out here. I'd rather live enormous than dormant. That sound morning. Learn that from Hove. You don't know? It's the JLO. But my government name Joshua Love. The hoes want to come and hug, but I duck them like I'm it and ate a goose. I got Grey Goose infused with cinnamon. You want it? That's $33 for a double shot. Pitching vodka like it's rock. Niggas having babies at young ages. I'm still popping corks, doubling my wages. We survived the pandemic. Now it's double aces in Vegas, sipping Armand de Beyond. I'm on a mission, tipping these women, spitting these songs. Ain't shit that we ain't hit when we on. Resembling of a hot streak, eating Pocky, sipping matcha martini. The women I'm with is spit they top notch. We escort you through Vegas, sipping shots. It's a rock. Hove got through to me, buying up, intercepting D-way sellers. Terror minding that sells make me jealous. But I praise the Lord, grateful for more days than I can pay for or ever afford. Unlike several, I won't settle for sure. I'm your brethren, generations of Abram, descendants of heaven. Another day, another smoke. You brothers is asleep. My brothers is woke. Rest in peace, Black Rob, like whoa. And we in another town with the bricks, still collecting game checks even when we miss. We some stars. We some shooting stars. I love you in many ways. The sun comes up every day. Thank you. That's it.
Ooh, hot fire, unmute yourself.
Whoa, it's wonderful. Woo. Yeah. Whew.
So super dope. Thank you, Joshua Love, for blessing us, bringing the lyricism. Because we said we do it all up in here. We spit, we share, we talk, we rap, we sing. We are instruments, right? Put your information down in the chat so they can follow you, so they could come back and stalk you next week. Okay, next up, who says he was born ready? The lone wolf himself. Where are you, lone wolf? There you are. Michael Cruz. Unmute yourself there.
Hello, hello, hello. How is it? What's up?
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, it's all right. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday, so that's always a blessing. But for those who don't know me, my name is Michael Isaiah Cruz. I go by Lone Wolf. I'm a poet out of New York City.
Yes.
And I have my handles are Lone Wolf Poetry 7 and Moonlight Photos _7. The second handle is more so for photography at the New Eurekan, which I'm at every first Wednesday in person of every month. So if you like what you hear, you want to meet me in person, just pull up. It's the New Eurekan. So if you're there, you're there.
Yes, that's right. That's right? We got to pull up on you. So make sure when you're done, you put that in the chat so we could pull up. All right?
This is a poem called The 7 Emotions. There are certain emotions that will scream at me, forcing me into a period when I need to get free. They won't let me be the man I'm supposed to be. Part 1, the anxiety. My biggest fear has to be restrained most times. He can force me to believe that I'm not worthy. It gets me to a point I will think of my true worth, because in my head, I constantly have to reevaluate my life. Part 2, the rage. This one here is horrible in its own twisted way, invoking a complex very similar to Harvey Dent. It hurts to think that two different people live in my head, that I have to isolate both in order to quiet the voices. Part 3, the pain. There is also pain, which can be a very bad person. Hellfire falls in mental, emotional, and physical ways. The only way to fight back against the pain is to write. It is the one thing I can do because it feels right to me. Part 4, the sadness. This is one that can happen with little or no warning, popping up randomly like Batman at a crime scene. At times when I feel it coming on, I will break down, so I let the floodgates open and the feelings pour out. Part 5, the madness. This is the side that has to stay under lock and key. Like Banner, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. In rare instances like this, I have to remove myself because I'm like a ticking time bomb that's about to explode. Part 6, the doubt. This is one that has the power to be super damaging, corrupting my optimism from the inside to the outside. In order to force back the inevitable feeling of doubt, I put my pen to the page and allow my words to shout. Part 7, the depression. It started with the anxiety and it ends with depression. This feeling is extremely hard for me to deal with. To force back that feeling, I invoke her internal soul. She is with me now, so that can make me completely whole. There are certain emotions that will scream at me, forcing me into a period when I need to get free. They won't let me be the man I'm supposed to be. And that's the piece.
Yes. Yeah, I know you can hear me saying woo wee before I even turn my mic on. Let me unmute y'all. Give that man some love. Thank you for that.
I wasn't ready. Man,
That's amazing.
break it down.
That was so nice.
You stunning us. You stunning us. Let me ask you to unmute.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank
So
you. I think you muted yourself. Let me unmute you again. There you go.
So if you like what you heard, you can follow my poetry page, Lone Wolf Poetry 7. In that bio is a direct link to my photography page, which I'm doing at New Eurekan, specifically at that venue, aside from random shots of scenery and different things like that, because I love pictures just as much as I love photography and poetry. So tap in with me, guys, and I will catch you guys later.
Yes, thank you. Tap in. kidding. Just kidding. That was another pop quiz. Some of y'all's paying attention. Some of y'all sleep. I see some of y'all sleep, but some of y'all paying attention. So I was letting you know that Advocate has shouted you out in the chat, noting that you are a huge supporter of the cafe's Women Orator Wednesdays, which is hosted by Destiny and happens every first Wednesday of the month. All right. So for those of you who've never been here before, who are looking for other places to go, other times to share, they are just stacking up for y'all. So I hope that you're paying attention. I hope that you're writing them down. And we hope ultimately to see you there. All right. Next up to the mic, we are going over to Ike Waltz. I am going to unmute you. Mr. Waltz, can you hit the unmute button? Hey, there we go. Hi.
There we are.
How are you?
I'm just fine. It's raining in California. How wonderful.
Now, are you in Southern California? Because they said it doesn't
No,
rain over there.
I'm Monterey Bay.
Ah, that explains it. That explains. All right, please share with us what you have to share. Thank you so much for being in the room.
Well, I'm sure you are aware that poets are self-centered, miserable creatures. Speaking of myself. And if they are not miserable enough, they turn into self-centered comedians, I think. This poem is dedicated to the miserable poet. How many letters are in a word? How many spaces are between words? How long is a sentence? At what point will my words resonate in you? We will never know. Yet words and spaces are everywhere. Everywhere you can see. Every time you read, not always grand and clear. Words and spaces dwell in languages I do not understand. And yes, words and spaces use you and me. Words are not just a quota, but they laugh, they shout, they scream, they cry, they whisper, please, and hurt, or sing a lullaby. Words turn white pages into paper thin, but can't read. Words incarcerated, guilty or innocent. Words can hammer and nail into a wall, bind that news, define that ultimate artistic call. You are my slave. Words may sound clunky, shouting the truth. Words, when smooth, often missing the point. Words fly like stones and change direction. All in a word, like a loaded gun, wicked and defiant, concealed, pissing on life. All in a word, nor rich nor poor, always alive, never die, yet words cannot cry, wipe salty tears that forgive. But you and I can. Send that text. I love you. I want to be one with you. Hiding within that raunchy sexting, your username, which rarely forgets that perfect word that passes, that moment that opens something so sacred, so intimate. It's so delicious, like that first heartthrob, divinity, with nothing or all, the deep meaning trenches a warming soul in all. And all is one. Words have no place, as words do not make love. But you and I can. So, poet, keep searching. Turn life into the speechless, into that whatever you want. As in the beyond, you will find that any choice of the latest binary app and all these hidden technology secrets embedded in your encoded device imply to do it all, but cannot make love. However, you and I can. Oh yes, words cannot do it. And then poets would love to do it if they only knew how to even try, if they only resist that persistent why. Like water, like waterfall. Sultry words eventually drown into the lake of salty tears, they say. Afterwards, words are all but dead. Like a broken melody, listen, listen, to that emptiness of time, one kiss a lover's miserable last goodbye. Words are neither true or fake, as everything is possible. Yes, we all like to remember that only worthwhile we love to call the good time. But remember, too, that the words we use are inherently foreign by design. Life is not a word. Life is not that sentence. Life is not that rag sheet. Life is not a book. Life is not that play. Life is not that reality show. Life is not even the fact you witnessed Hollywood style. Life is your soul and your soul alone, and found a lot deeper down there. And you alone can't blame the word for it, as any listener may defend it all. Yes, the poet would love to heal the world with words, but it is the world that wants to heal itself. And your words, after all, are buried with you once you are dead. However miserable I am, however self-centered I became, and whatever meaning is encoded in spaces and words, I live in hope. That's why I grow lilies on my beautiful, beautiful poet's head. Thank you.
Ooh, y'all have to unmute for that, please.
Inspiring. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Completely awe-inspiring.
That was a tape measure home run.
Ooh, amazing. Amazing.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ike, for that. Every week you come and stun us. Every week. Thank you. Please check the chat after you share your particular brand of magic. As you can see, there's love all over the chat for you. There's adoration. You are inspiring a lot of people in here. Words do not make love, but you and I can. Woof! That's a bar. I'm going to take that with me for the week. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. You guys are just setting it up, knocking it down. I asked the folks in the workshop before this if y'all could just, if you don't mind, just leaving me some edges, because the fire that you bring into the room is just burning on my hair off, okay? So just leave me a couple of edges, please. I appreciate it, okay? Thank you so much. Absolutely. Woo! Y'all are fire up in here, okay? Yes, that's right. I said edges. It's real out here, okay? Speaking of real, speaking of getting real, it's about to get real stormy in here. For those folks who just joined us, this is the Thursday night online open mic. It is hosted by yours truly, Ray Jane, and brought to you by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We are amongst greatness already because all of you are already here. When you hear that we say stormy or storming or storm gods, this is a word, a phrase of affection between those of us who like to move the elements with our voices. One of those folks being Elemental. If you could please unmute yourself and join us. Thank you.
It is the Queen Thunderlung Ray Jane herself. Listen, it is a pleasure to rock out with the Queen. Yo, how are you doing, Ray Jane?
I'm doing great. Storm Guys in the building. Make sure you let these people know where they can find you. They in love with you already. They don't know. Okay? Just put it in the chat after you're done. And please, thank you for being here. Share what you got.
Of course, elemental.com is where you can find me. To all the poets who came before me and after, I truly appreciate your energy. Listen, this is the second dopest host in the Zoomverse. If you are not connected with Ray Jane, you better get your life because you're missing out on this queen, I'm telling you. All right, this is something new, man. I've been checking into a workshop with one of the slam goats by the name of Ed Mabry. And this is one of the Jones that came from here. So before I get going, Storm Gods in the building, Storm Lake in the building, Men Who Heal, Poison Clan rocks the world, man. Perfect storm on the way. Let's get it. This is hip hop Heartbeats. Hip hop's heartbeat. Rest in peace to my man, DJ K Slay. This for the DJs, cutting and scratching, transforming lost jewels to fuel next gen turntablism from Babu to Clue, Cool Herc to K Slay. It's a vinyl thing. Spread the word. This for the B-boys and B-girls, breaking ground on concrete stages to cardboard empires of physical expression they still can't explain, just rocking steady, spread the word. This for the graffiti writers, breaking rules and optics with colors of life and motion like Scene, Phase 2, and Lady Pink, spraying on live wires and third rail all city. This for the MCs, spitting that hostile gospel, praying to the almighty, more dollars, less common sense of contract tricks from Sugar Hill gangs to Furious 5/18th letter groove connected to the blast master. Spread the word. Hip hop ain't dead. Perfect storm make landfall, timing impeccable with hell force winds, blowing brimstone at top speed, find I resting in fearless calm today. Choices become foundation, dipped in resilience. Let the dams break, let the water come. Flush these ideas of supremacy downstream. Thunder and lightning claps and strikes to humble and frightening blacks and whites fighting dignity. Make new categories at the hands of survivalists behind enemy lines called ghettos or gentrification in action. Spread the word. Hip hop ain't dead. We are the five elements. Don't let these rap execs with no concept of what's hot in the street or what's hot or what's a street or hood or trap or difference between rap and hip hop tell us what we should bump in our trunk, beating up blocks with gangster shit, but we can't get Black Star or Dilated Peoples on repeat. Last time I checked, my Umi said shine your light for the world to see. Next time your radio starts spewing sewage that sounds like snap, crackle, and pop, change the station, change your relation to status quo hijinks and force corporate conglomerates to make what we want to hear. Turn right and go straight to your nearest record store. Dust off the idea that hip hop is dead. It's alive in every needle that drops on a record. They say hip hop equals the break. So let's break stereotypical confines of what hip hop looks like. Break the notions that art can't move throughout life. Break out the cardboard and up rocks to keep steps in order. Break the sound barrier with vibrant lungs. Break the bondage of turntables not being an instrument of change. Hip hop ain't dead. It lives in all the children of the struggle. Spread the word. Hip hop is alive and beating at the heart of poetry. Peace.
What? Bananas. I told you to leave me some edges. You definitely didn't, and I'm mad at you. Unmute and yell at him for me.
So, so much rhythm. So much rhythm. Oh.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I told y'all, I bet y'all thought I was kidding. Y'all was like, oh, she's so nice. She always gotta be bigging up everybody. Da da da. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all not playing with us. And I'm not playing with y'all. When I tell you these people in here are fire, they're dope, that you are all fire, that you're dope, that we are blessed to hear the art that you have to share. You are blessed in the room every time you open your mouth. Every time you take a chance on yourself to share what you got to say, you move people. So thank you. Thank you for being movers and creators and sharing that fire with us and getting us up, getting our blood up. We don't need no edges. We don't need no edges up in here, okay? Somebody told me I got a good shaped head, so I could probably rock a baldy anyway. So anyway, moving right along from one storm god to the next. Let's give it up for who is also our illustrious karaoke host after every hybrid that we do, bringing us into the room. His name is not Matthew Marroquin. It is Poco Queso.
What up, Storm Goddess?
What's up? How you doing, baby?
I'm coming out of the deep waters from being in your beautiful workshop that was in Oye. Thank you for that space. I was in and out of the gym doing it, so I wasn't there on video, but I was there fully in spirit. Like I really, I tapped into some dark, beautiful shit in there. So thank you for that space, sis.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Going to let the people know where they can follow you at, as our lovely Monday night host lets us know, advocate of words. And let them know where they can find you if they trying to spill a little something, sing a little something, karaoke a little something, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Second Saturday of the month, just as Advocate said in the chat, the hybrid show is at 7 p.m. at the cafe and live stream through Zoom. And then following the second Saturday of every month, following the hybrid show from 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. Is the karaoke after party, and it's vibes. It's a really fun place to let loose. Ray Jane killed it the very first karaoke, and we're gonna be hyped to have her back in May, because she had to drift away for April. But we in here. Poetry month going strong. This is a piece that I just wrote today. Storm God's in the motherfucking building, by the way. This is called Justice is a 7-letter swear to some that just doesn't exist in Webster's. I got a dictionary addiction. Each day spent building diction. I once spent 2 years as a substitute, writing down words I didn't know, lead from pencil, blacking out composition paper faster than I could speak. Yet I still feel every bit derelict. In leet speak, a noob, a novice, when I can't navigate something as straightforward as locating words. And that's no cap. It should be simple as a game of GTA, placed on beginner, where even the cops don't want to give chase and prostitutes refuse to stop and shop themselves based off this lack of resourcefulness. If I were to Yelp review myself, I'd be 0 stars, a pitch dark sky, a math equation, unquantifiable, unsolvable for X. Don't even mark my spot, a dug up yard with no buried treasure bones to uncover, a rubber with poked holes in it, no plan B. I'm a broken foot in an ass kicking contest, a malfunctioning car alarm wailing all through the night, pissing off dogs and neighbors alike, a god of light undergoing total eclipse of the heart's worn out valve, so low on the donor list. I may as well just Anthony Bourdain myself in some hotel room, wandering off into parts unknown, no reservations but canceled ones, the black box from this crash, bandicooted mask of fake protection spells, 7th circle of salt from hell, Dante's infernal, disco, inferno, burn, baby burning, and we don't need no water, let the motherfucking internal combust. This NICU infant burn ward of rural New Orleans, Katrina to death, when FEMA left us high and dry throat sustained from cries amongst rising tides of inheritance from South Side to Caprini Green's gentrified white suit and peg tied spit roasting Lord of the Flies, conch shell poly, dicking others' wives, cucking, bold, and the beautiful beast wars, star screaming Optimus Primes and prejudice. Micaiah Bryant didn't die for this. Y'all acting all jury and executioner executing orders over Ketanji Brown, Sonia Sotomayoring war with the Kavanaughs of the world, Ruth Bader Allen, Ginsburging, California supermarkets clarifying that Clarence Thomas might just Sandra O'Connor McGregor them like Mayweather, $4 gas them up and burning across the forest fires of false supremacy, because even Supreme Court nominees don't get to be beyond the bowl of old white men gatekeeping a nation built upon the false teeth of plantation owning and enslaved person rapists cotton planting their face on the cloth of our dollar bills. Like blood money, unwashable currency, unabashedly unashamed of its legacy, oppressing left knee on some Chauvin shit, chauvinists putting necks in gallows vice grips like medieval torture racked waterboarding devices, even Gitmo guards would scoff at these uniquely American horror stories. Lake Lanier sunken cities built upon foundation of our Black population, like our indigenous burial ground of every single step taken on trails flooded with tears, wounded patella, reservations, reservoir dogging, watch dogging our neighborhood, watching hooded boys walk home alone, unarmed, filling with lead they couldn't in Flint, water crisising, walls which chip like my fountain high school halls, waters of urban decay, war on drugs, on poor, on borders, on black, McGruff, the crime, raw dogging, go ahead, do it. I triple dog dare program you to deprogram the simulation, snow falling in Compton, crack baby academic epidemics penned by Reaganomic plans to trickle down neglectomics as the Bronx is burning, second city sainting, resurrection of twin cities, Los Angeles watching North riots, Montgomery us, turning up Watts on Selma marches till we reach Ferguson, keeping hands on Club Pulse of this parkland where 420 gave us more than one way to get faded, lifted, combining untimely demises of Sandy Hook lines with Columbine, because since 99 we've been fostering the people, not only unwell incels on some white rabbit shit, because all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run, better outrun my gun. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run faster than my bullet. Run for my Valentine, run rabbit, run faster than Wally West, Barry Allen, flashpoints of unwritten histories. Hello McFly, romancing your elders into non-existence. And we need to talk about Kevin, Adam, and Dylan Roofs. They sniper sight themselves from, so quick to kill mothers. Norman Baton switching Manson demands to helter skelter, give me shelter, because mother superior jump. Happiness is gone as a warm slice of apple pie. And you look up the definition of America, you'll find genocide in its synonym list. And America, after all, is nothing if not a kill your darlings, killed mockingbird, Boo Radley acquittal, pure fiction, not the reality of George Stinney execution by electric chair, black boy bodies at the speed of Ahmaud Arbery's arteries, Central Park fiving, marathon planting Arsandra's, Brianna's, and Fantabilities buried as if seeds to be Emmett Tilled. This is America, the land you can be killed in a BK subway stop by unknown gunmen making Gotham of MTA, and they just call it another Tuesday. That is to say, I mean, you know, dishonor your honor. I just think it's prison industrial justice system failing us. And by us, I mean everyone, not white domestic terrorists, because you'll cry ASPCA in the arms of the angels, commercials with dogs will balk at Latinx kids kept in cages, make our Adam Toledo's PFC Guillen seem faultless tragedies, Adam and Eve blame unto each victim. And I know this government's governance is working just as its forefather architects designed it, overseers in blue seeing to it we do all you tell us to.
Paul, I'm sorry, baby.
Okay, let me just finish it.
Thank you.
But ask around, I'm sure you'll find a slave relative or 5 in your family line. Then again, your honor, you're just as shit. I guess I'm just no good dealing with words and phrases you may have never heard of, like justice for all of us.
Woo. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Unmute, please give him some love for all that.
Woo! Damn, Paul.
That's my
Whoa.
Build it. That guy's not good. That guy's not good.
I saw you heard Elemental yelling, not human, inhuman. Because it's true. It's true. Did he breathe? We're not sure. We're not sure if he breathed. He didn't need to. It was too much fire. We didn't have time for no breaths. All we had time for was fire. And I appreciate you for bringing that new shit, always keeping it fresh here and pushing us and pushing yourself. Thank you for showing up to support everybody in this room, Paul. I know you show up for everyone, and we thank you for all that you have to share with us. So I wanted to just remind you, a gentle, loving reminder. Want to make sure we have space for everybody here. So please do try to keep your pieces to 3 minutes if you're able to, so that we can get as many voices on here, as much fire, as much storm, you know, as much inhumans as we can in the room. All right. Thank you again, Paul, for that lovely. And y'all make sure y'all catch him. When's the next hybrid? I believe it's May 14th. Correct? Correct. May 14th. If you're in New York City in the tri-state area, you do not have an excuse. Make your way to the New Yo. Come and find your family. We are here and we're waiting for you. All right. Speaking of family, next up we have Philip J. Curtis, also known as Midnight. Is he still in the room with us? If you see him, there he is. I see him. I see him. I see him. There we go. Let me unmute you. Hey, what's up?
What's going on, girl? Hey, I've been putting it in the chat. Congratulations, but never officially been able to say it face to face somewhat. So congratulations, sister.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Make sure that they know where they can find you. I know you're also doing some wonderful things with Poetry 719 as well, correct?
Yeah, Poetry 719. Hey, well, actually, you're going to be our next feature.
Oh, Budo. Da-da-da, surprise. All right, let them know where they can find you and give us what you got.
I'll put it in the chat after this. 3 haiku in a piece. Through the Black Panther, Marvel Avengers did learn that Black lives matter. Heathen derelicts, suspects on most wanted lists, traveling Greyhound. Before I used to post a haiku on IG every day, and this is where this haiku came from. No haiku today. Arrest who killed Brianna. No haiku today. And a piece. According to the National School Board Association, public education has intentions, one of which is to help children fulfill their diverse capacities, diversity, background, personality, mixed experiences and beliefs, the makeup of who we are. So tell me, what do you know of your ancestry, the trailblazers of family? You see, my schools taught me that I could only trace my Black back to a bill of sale, a cargo of 49 Negroes, bucks, older and younger wenches, all named Sally, George, and Liz, according to where they were sold and would live. School diversity, how can that be when it's designed to control, limit free speech of teachers, students, and state agencies? This is not a poem. This is history. Are you familiar with the acronym CRT? Teacher that teaches, where do you get your degree? No Black history? Legislation, executive actions, introduce our children to whitewashed American history. History books edited so that certain narratives can be intertwined into our mind, making it seem like all this time things have been fine. Turn blind eye on the lack of fair housing and school segregation, systemic racism as an institution, where a woke curriculum is frowned upon. Germany has memorials and museums of a Holocaust, a past that they're not proud of, yet embraced. Will America ever face up to the reality of slavery? Tell of America's stains when it comes to the struggles of social injustice? Or will it always remain comfortable in hiding discomfort? The days that Black folks grew up learning how to be a slave because slave labor was and is the pillar of the economy of this country. Great grandfathers are sold for $500. Boy, hey, you boy, you better answer master before you get whipped or killed. Enslaved Black women used for reproductive experimentations. Jim Crow laws, old and new, being told where to sit, when and where to take a piss. Fast forward to the mass incarceration of Black Americans. Rural America won't teach this when there's not even a handful of Black students. Disregarding the effects of slavery and racism in society is like ignoring dark family secrets. There should be a movement to teach African American success and accomplishments. That the continent of Africa thrived years trading gold and ivory, building strong civilizations, instead of focusing on stereotypes and myths. This is not a poem. This is history. Our history didn't begin with enslavement in US colonies until suddenly Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. appeared, making it seem like our history is merely a handful of heroic figures and 4 words. I have a dream. They skim around and about our history, omitting from textbooks facts and disturbing acts, forgetting when white citizens felt threatened by the rise of the Black community, Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. Approved to mention that Jackie Robinson broke the major league color line, failing to say why Black men was previously left behind in the sport of baseball. Allowed to reference Malcolm X, but unable to review any of his speeches. Can discuss musical influences, but not the details behind the lyrics of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Teacher that teaches, where did you get your degree? No Black history?
Woo! Talk about it. Talk about it. Unmute yourselves.
Oh, that was amazing.
Genius.
Whoa. Man. Break,
That was delicious.
break it down.
It right there. Break it down. Exactly. Thank you for bringing us some critical race theory, whether folks were ready for it, willing to accept it as what it is, which is just the truth, right? So you don't want to hear the truth? That's interesting, but not shocking, right? So thank you for bringing your protests, for bringing your awareness. As we mentioned in the beginning of the show, this is a space for every way that you show up as a creative, as an artist. Sometimes you'll show up as a political figure. Sometimes you show up in protest. Sometimes you show up as an educator. All the ways that you show up are welcome here and needed here. Because some things other people won't listen to elsewhere. So thank you, Midnight, for bringing us that truth on truth, on truth, on truth. And please put your information in the chat. We are sharing all of our valuable places and spaces for people to learn. There are new folks in the room who are looking for safe spaces to share workshops. So if you have them, put them in the chat, please. Somebody wants it. All right. Speaking of somebody that we want, next up is Catman Bill. Unmute yourself, please.
Hi, Ray Jane. How are you
Hi,
today?
I'm good. And how is our furry friend today?
Well, you know, he's doing just fine. I was going to sing a little love song, Sea of Love, to him, but, you know, I just have to I have to take a walk on the wild side and do something very disgusting and dirty tonight.
Here we go,
Just to
Catman.
balance out all the purity that's already been spouted out this evening. So I'm going to get into trouble because trouble does follow me. It's going to be dirty, disgusting, smutty shit. So prepare yourselves. It's not adult comedy. There are no adults in this room, including me. And I titled it In Memory of Gilbert Gottfried. My talk tonight is going to be on big butt women. I have a storied past with big butts. It's short because by nature I prefer skinny butts. I went through my big butt phase in the 1980s by accident, but isn't it always by accident? I knew a jazz woman who was divorced from a musician acquaintance. And one night she was all done up while volunteering at a jazz concert selling tickets. She was Rubenesque, big butt, big titties, the works. Did anybody leave so far? I chatted her up right after the concert began when no one else was around. And within a few weeks, we were in bed fucking like rabbits. That's the way it was back then. I never thought I'd be role playing with my new 1980s mommy. But all our sexual acts led to the coup de grace, the pussy licking moment. That was more exciting than penetration because we were size mismatched. Then I recalled earlier in the 1970s when my friend Richie Martinez told me about big butt women, and he loved big butts. I said, Richie, why do you like big butts? And Richie retorted, Billy, you don't like big butts? No, Richie, I come from small chick butt culture, man. So Richie tried hooking me up with a Latina goddess right off the banana boat. She had a small butt. I should have taken her. I should have, but I thought, what do we do after a night of steamy sex? Lydia was her name. She was destined to hook up with a gringo, and that's exactly what she did later on. I should have grabbed Lydia only to save her from that gringo drunken asshole that eventually became her husband. But then I moved into the 90s and all bets were off. My Eleanor wanted to return the favor one night after many pussy-looking sessions, and she told me to roll over. And believe me, you don't have to tell me twice. So I rolled over, and as Ellie prepared to give me a blowjob, she reached into her mouth and yanked out her dentures and tossed them on the bed. That's what they did back then because they didn't have implants. So it scared the daylights out of me. I kept looking at the dentures and then back at Ellie. And eventually the dentures started talking to me and they said, no, look over here, asshole. I have control of you now. At first, I couldn't understand why I was so repulsed by those dentures staring at me. Then I thought back to my childhood when my mother removed her dentures at night and placed them in a glass of water and left them on the sink in the bathroom, probably to give my mother a blowjob. To give my father a blowjob. where am I going with this thing? So I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night and had to stare at those dentures in the glass, and it scared the fuck out of me. And it's the end of the story.
All right.
See, you can't add anything to that, you know.
I think you got to leave that right where it lay. That's what I think. And I thank you for sharing and taking us on that very interesting escapade through, various big booties and such. Thank you for that. Catman Bill, please put your information in the chat so the folks can find you. Okay. All right, now we want to make sure we keep it moving, keep it pushing. All right. So just a reminder, this is a safe space. So be mindful of the language that you use. Although mommy and daddy language is absolutely welcome here, sometimes we get a little nasty. It's true, it happens. It happens. That's okay. But even in doing so, let's be mindful of each other, our differences and sensitivities in this room, and certain words being used in particular that might be triggers to other people. You may say the triggers are everywhere, because they are, but we still have to be responsible to and for one another whenever we get the chance to be. All right. So thank you all for being in this space here. Absolutely. We love having you here, especially some of these faces that are coming back like they was told to. I see you, Bridget. I see you in your box. Last week, Bridget's family had to threaten her. Child, they say, you better come back. And we agreed with that. Normally we don't get down with the threats, but if it's to come and be with us on Thursday nights, then hey, we might have to just look the other way. We just might have to look the other way. So happy to see you here in the room with us, Bridget. I'm just going to take some time to shout out some faces and make sure people know this space is for them. Okay. Melissa, I see you in your box. I see you. I can't wait to hear what you have to share with us later. And Goma, I got you on the list. I got space for you. I always got space for you. Kidding me? Idiono. Yes, that is also our freestyle goddess. In fact, next week, remember I said, this room is a space for sharing. This is a space for lifting. This is a space for connecting. So the Word is Right is also a platform where a lot of us are hosts for other shows, myself included. Last Friday of every month, Freestyle Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come through, all styles welcome. We usually have a cipher, and that is a challenge to you to create on the go. And our she is our queen of the cipher. Okay, so if you're feeling froggy, as they say in the hood where I'm from, okay, and you feel like you want to try something different, again, amongst people who love you and are making space for you intentionally, please come through. In the meantime, in between time, moving right along for the next person who deserves every bit of our space. That is our dancing king himself, Maddie Marroquin. Yup, that's right, I called you out. Let me ask you to unmute.
Hi.
Hey, Maddie, how you doing?
Doing good. I gotta tell you what I tell every host so far. Marroquin.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. No, please. That's a good point, right? Your name is your first home. That's what I feel.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
Hold
Don't
on.
let people mispronounce your home. Okay. So if I say it wrong, because I'm imperfect, like everybody here, take a second. Please correct me so I can address you properly. Maddie Marroquin. Okay, is that better? Is that better? I can't really roll my R.
Gracias, AJ.
Thank you.
I wrote this in actually a Paul con Queso workshop like 5 months ago, and I haven't looked at it since. And I went back and I've been starting to edit, so I'm just gonna read it. This still doesn't have a title. I was born a violin in a world where man turned wood into bats, swinging home runs on heads that were sent back to spineless homes, teaching me that even if I'm out of tune, at least I can hit balls out of parks, and that my bow is better and more useful as a spear, and the hair that sings across strings should be tied into a noose before you even think about playing. I was never on key, never played the melody, because my cultural society chose the main parts for me, brute strength and killer instinct is the only way for a man to live. to live, to live. Is that really living though? Because that's what they told me, but I just wanted to play my violin self, fingers shuffling across neck, never being the right notes, batting bow across family strings. It makes me wonder how many times Brahms, Mozart, or Beethoven's masculinity was questioned within each concerto. Measure by measure, I learned to play myself in a way that was gentle and kind and loving, because fuck it, I'm allowed to be weak and vulnerable and all the things my manhood was never supposed to know, to show, to blow. My wood is battered, beaten, being used and abused, but I refuse to allow them to untune my strings. Just listen to the notes stuck within my teeth and the harmonies that make up my bones, because I was born a violin, not a baseball bat, and despite what my culture tells me, that still makes me masculine. So let me play, let me play, let me play. Thank you.
Yes, Maddie. Unmute. Give him some love.
Go, Maddie!
Beautiful.
Oh,
Oh, that was beautiful.
Facts.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Maddie, please put your information in the chat. Let me play. Absolutely. Wonderful message and invitation. Reminder to us all. Absolutely. All right. We are moving. We are grooving. You guys are just so wonderful. It's hard to keep up with how great you are. The next person bringing us some greatness is Rose Feliciano. There you are. There you are. Let me ask you to unmute.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's really nice to meet you. This is my first time here. I just put down all the info.
Oh, hold up, Rosemary, hold up. So, first of all, welcome to this space. We're honored to have you here with us. Second of all, we have a tradition here that was started by our original host, La Bruja, or Caridad de la Luz, who is also the executive director of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. For any new person who is coming into the room, as an invitation, as a welcome gift to you, we are going to sing to you. We can't promise it's going to be on key because we're still working on it. Okay? And we are offering you opportunity to allow us to what? Pop that cherry, baby. Pop that cherry, baby.
Wait, me pop it?
You know, we're going to pop it for you, girl.
Oh,
so
okay,
I am going to mute myself, but not really. I'm going to unmute all of y'all, and we are going to count to 3, and we are going to welcome Rosemary into this room in the tradition of our Thursday night online open mic. And on the count of 3, we are going to sing. Okay, y'all ready?
You got it.
Okay. Now, y'all don't sound enthusiastic, but Rosemary, yeah, we have to get
All
excited.
right.
All right, there we go. Hey. 1, 2, 3. We gonna pop that cherry, Y'all were awesome. Excellent, Rosemary. Now, I told you, I promised you that it wasn't going to be on key, but it is with love. Welcome to the space. Please let us know where we can find you. And please, you have 3 minutes to share your love with us.
Will do. Oh my God. I did not know that was going to happen. Whoa. This is great. All right. So I'm just going to play a song that's an outro to a song that I published on 2020. This is called Surf Jersey. I put all my information in the chat for everyone. It's a list from YouTube to everywhere. Would you call me up, maybe someday? You could breathe my hair, touch my
Yes, Rosemary. Unmute yourselves.
That was lovely. Lovely. One of us. One of us. One of us.
Nice smooth acoustic song.
Yes, Rosemary. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for bringing us that music. I think Nick said it made us feel weightless. So, what's that mean? That what you brought us took the gravity out the room. I'm sure you heard people saying one of us, one of us. We like, what are they saying? This group is really, really loud. What's up with the one of us is our declaration to you and for you that you are a part of this family, that you're one of us. You have a home here every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Anytime you're in New York, anywhere near the New York, come home. We want you. One of us, indeed, indeed. Beautiful work. Thank you and welcome, welcome. Woo! Got some fire. We just keep getting more and more fire. Y'all don't want me to have no edges, and I really feel away. I really feel away about it. But what we are going to do is take that feeling that I have, turn it into love, and give it on back to our Umesh, if he's still here in the room. Yes, he is. We're going to take this party across the ocean to India. Please give it up for Umesh. Let me ask you to unmute.
Hey Regine, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Good. And you are doing amazing, Regine. Amazing. It's wonderful to see you. I think we are progressing with you. We together. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's my pleasure to progress with you. Please let the folks know where they can find you and share your love.
Sure. Thanks. I'm Unmesh Mohitkar. You can find me on Unmesh Mohitkar Instagram and Facebook, and our open mic Let's Unmesh live every Saturday 11:30 a.m. New York time. Please do join there. It will be fun. So this is something which I have written just now. Okay, here we go. I was reading a poem, Home, Sweet Home. For some, home is only walls, walls with cobwebs, fractured walls, dim lights, no one waiting, no one wanting, no one looking, no one trying to read face to understand how the world is taking its toll. Yes, for some there are only walls, peacocks throwing feathers everywhere, ignorant fools, lot of people, idiots, trying to lose what they have, throwing it away too easily, breaking their own homes. Then one fine day, when the walls stare at them, crying, weeping, looking at the blank window, emotionless white floors, not home, but just walls. I have seen few things, people having home, looking down at people having only walls, and people having only walls opening their gates to people with no homes, to make the walls breathe, alive and breathing, though still not home, but a house with life. Let's open our homes. And if you don't have a home, open your walls. Let's pour some life, clean black dust, throw away the rust. No one tonight should stare at the walls alone. No one tonight should stare at the walls alone. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Alone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Alone.
that's
Thank
interesting.
you. Alone.
You're not alone. That's for sure. I don't know who's unmuted.
Hello.
Let's mute all. Let's try that.
Hello.
Here we go.
Thank you. Hello.
Well, that's me. That was so good I had to record it. That was me. Confused my damn self, huh? Yes. Thank you so much, Umesh, for that. You got me inspired over here. You guys start talking and sharing your magic, and I just get caught up. So forgive me for being enraptured by the things that you have to say to us. Please put your information in the chat. Remember, he's got his own open mic. So if you're feeling froggy, if you're feeling inspired and you say, you know what, I'm going to take my show across the ocean. I want to see what that Indian love feels like. So you go ahead and find him 11:30 a.m. New York time on Saturdays. You can find Umesh and his open mic. Absolutely. Thank you for what you have to share with us. Absolutely. So let's move it forward with that same energy, moving on to another mainstay in this community and teacher in this community. That's right. I see you smiling. I'm talking about you. Nico Diaz, please unmute yourself there.
What's goody, everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. My bad for missing your workshop today. It's been a fucking Thursday, I have to say.
Look, you don't have to ever apologize to me. I carry you with me. So you can't say you're not with me.
Appreciate that. Well, I know it was great. I can't wait to hear the highlights and all that good stuff. But yeah, what's goody, everybody? My name is Nico Diaz. I'm an Afro-Latinx poet, queer in the Bronx, repping obviously the Bronx and East Harlem, where I'm from, BX. And yeah, no, I'm really excited. It's been a while since I've performed on a virtual open mic. I've been taking a little bit of a step back. As y'all know, I've been doing my 30 for 30 challenge. And so that's actually been taking a lot of time, been doing the artist way, trying to deal with that. And it's been cool to really immerse myself in the work of the writing and doing that a little bit more than performing. But I wrote some new shit that I'd love to share with you. And as you know, my friend Lorenzo II performed at the last hybrid open mic for his first time. And he's been really getting involved in the community and everything. And he's a new friend. And he's really just come into my life. And I'm really thankful for him. So I wrote a poem inspired by him. So without further ado, Starjammer. Shooting like a star across the sky, you've traveled light years. Learn to traverse the multitudinous universe by merely licking your finger to follow the flow of solar winds. Where you're going, you don't need roads. Time is a construct, distance, a hologram. Worlds upon worlds have been your oyster, and you have been their pearl. Papa, you're not a rolling stone, you're a planet in orbit, a body in motion, moving at warp speed to gallivant in whatever galaxy you choose. Your existence defies reality, thawing my frozen heart, proving every theory of thermodynamics true. Cosmically, I'm confounded, confused that you could be anywhere, anytime, mingling with spacemen on Mercury, dancing salsa on Saturn's rings. Yet you choose to nestle next to me at this minute moment in time, in this tiny corner of Earth, to hear me tell you this poem. Thank you, guys. Tell you this poem.
You know, I'm over here stalking you. Yep, that's me. That's beautiful. Tell me how you felt when you wrote that.
That's a great question. I was just feeling deep appreciation, thankfulness, gratitude. It's been a while since I wrote like a happy poem. And so this was like a break in that. So writing that, I just felt a deep sense of gratitude and vulnerability. Yeah.
Well, we thank you for being vulnerable with us as well and choosing to share it, because you could have kept it to yourself. You could have just shared it with your friend. And I'm thankful that you have a new friendship that's budding so beautifully, that has turned into inspiration. That's what's up. All right. I wish all the rest of you friendships in the same vein. Speaking of friends of ours, next up to the mic is Bill Elkins. I know you got some good music for us, Bill. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, Ray Jane. So glad that you're flourishing in your new role. Really happy for you. I also want to point out, I saw a documentary today that I strongly recommend. It's called Summer of Soul. It won the Oscar for Best Documentary. It was terrific. The 60s, of course, was one of my major zeitgeists of life. And I love Motown music. It was a fantastic documentary. I strongly recommend it. Okay, I'm going to do a original. It's called My Lady from Manila. I hope you like it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Effervescent, loving and refined, my lady from Manila enraptures me. Her poise, laughter and style would transfix anyone as they did me. A nurse by profession, she's my Florence Nightingale. She's my lover and best friend, you see. She stands by me through all circumstances thick and thin, but will call me out when she thinks best. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. A classical music aficionado, my lady from Manila turned me on to Mahler symphonies. I share my love for opera, taking her to Tristan and Isolde at Covent Garden. Our mutual passion for music deeply connects us to each other and to the world around us as a whole. We celebrate this passion wherever we may go, be it LA, Chicago, Paris, or Berlin. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Keenly perceptive, forthright and true, my lady from Manila, she gleans the wheat from the chaff. She's my lighthouse in my harbor. She guides me through disillusion as we live for ourselves. She challenges my thinking, helps me see things as they are, not as I always deemed them to be. My lady's name is Rosita, and we're a match made here on earth. She's my inspiration for living each and every day. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Thank you, everybody.
Woo! Yes, unmute. Give him some la la. You sound like
Lala.
Bob Dylan.
That was amazing.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
please. I'd rather sound like
You
Donovan.
sound like Bob Dylan. Beautiful work. Beautiful work, Bill. Thank you. It was beautiful. Pleasure to la with you. You always bring us some warmth. Let me unmute you real quick. Can you unmute yourself? There we go. I think you muted and unmuted yourself. That's okay. Let's give it another shot. There we go. All right. Where can the folks find you at if they want to hear more of that beautiful music?
Well, I'm on Instagram, Midwestern Bill, and that's basically it. So.
And here on Thursday
Here
night, right?
on Thursday nights, you can come out to Long Beach where I reside. Welcome anytime.
There we go.
A lot of things happening out here in Long Beach.
I know that's right. Everywhere, Bill. Thank you so much for your love. You guys, please follow him so you can get some more of that sweet, sweet music that he has for us. Speaking of sweets, on to the man that always keeps us hungry for more poetry. Next up is Generalissimo. Brian, unmute yourself, please.
Well, thank you, Ray Jane. I just want to say, La Bruja gave us the witchcraft, but you give us the flavor.
Ooh, I take that. I will take that, Brian.
And
Thank
every
you so
week
much.
we get a different secret sauce from you.
Hey, I'm trying to, keep you on your toes. Keep you on your toes.
You've got that Ray Jane flow that happens with your poetry and with the way you host, and it's beautiful. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate you. Please share with us what you have for us. Where can we find you first?
You know what? I'm going to put the first half of it in the chat right now. Did I just do that? Hold on. Control Z. Enter. And then I'm going to put the second half of it in the chat before I read, so that we don't have to go back to it. Hold on. So that's all my stuff. And my next Cafe Generalissimo is on the 2nd of May. On the 6th of May, I'm going to be featuring for Garage Poets. On the 14th of May, I'm doing a Tumble Words workshop called With a Little Help from My Friend. And I will be featuring on June 11th for Dumping Grounds, which is an amazingly beautiful open mic that lets people talk about their traumas and their frustrations in life and just open up. And give me a second to get back up here and Control V, enter, and I'm going to start reading for you. So I have 2 poems. The first is called Whatever Happens After Everything Happens is Not Up to Us. When I woke, there was a long white box with a red bow on the bureau. It was the type of box delivered to dressing rooms of Broadway divas containing long stem roses. I looked in the solid walnut-framed arch-shaped vanity mirror. I thought about not attaching to the 8-foot-long dresser I inherited from my mother. Of course, I was a bit freaked out. It was 6:30 in the morning. Who snuck in my house and how did they get in? I opened the box. There was a sword inside. Even though I grabbed it by the handle, I felt a burning sting on the palm of my hand as if I had grabbed the blade, but there was no cut or blood. Then I noticed there were no clothes on the floor of my bedroom. The sun coming through the windows was prismatic. There was no mess in my usually messy home. I walked out of the bedroom to the front door. When I opened it, all there was the same prismatic light. No trees in the front yard. It was obvious I was no longer. I wondered if I had died in my sleep. How long did it take them to find my body, or had they found it yet? Were they able to harvest my organs? I mean, if our spirits exist in an aware existential state, neurotic folk like myself will ask a whole lot of questions with answers beyond our control. I'd feel really bad if my kidneys and heart went to waste after my death. Did my brothers have my remains cremated as I expressed in my will? Did they spread my ashes where I wanted them to? If not, who kept the urn? I find the idea of having a grave someone should visit to be a final act of inappropriate behavior. Why was I gifted a sword that would injure me yet cause no wound? Why was the mess in my house erased when I woke into my post-life existential existence? Why is the afterlife called afterlife rather than after death or post-death? I guess it's all beyond my control. And the next piece has a pretty long title. Even though I was not alive when FDR said we have nothing to fear except fear itself, I believe he was channeling me. Una, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of living or dying. Dos, I am not sure whether I'm more afraid of the past or the future. Tres, I am not sure whether I am more afraid of failure or success. Cuatro, I am not sure whether I'm more afraid of dreaming or not fulfilling my dreams. Cinco, I am not sure whether I'm more afraid of waking up or the existence of the sun. Seis, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of fresh air or breathing it. Siete, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of the mirror or denying its existence. Ocho, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of being invisible or being seen. Nueve, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of being ignored or being anonymous. 10, I'm not sure whether I'm more afraid of being anonymous or being afraid or simply just being. Gracias, everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful work. Thank you, Brian. Make sure you guys check out what he's put in the chat for you so you can find him. And definitely go check out the dumping grounds, as he mentioned. They do some wonderful healing work there as well. So for those of you who are looking for workshops, please scroll through the chat. We have so many options for you. If you like what you heard here at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe Thursday night online open mic, and you would like to support so that we could keep on doing this thing, keep on making this space, keep on pushing and reaching for one another, you can donate tax-free, y'all. Tax-free, that's right. You know, it's tax time. NewEurekan.org/contribute, or you can send money, straight money, cash, to the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and I'll put that in the chat as well. Please do send. Any little bit helps so that we can keep on presenting these safe spaces for free. That means a lot to a lot of us, myself included. All right, so we are wrapping it up. I promised I would get to everybody. So if those who can stay, please stay. Those who have to go, we understand. We got 3 more poets. If you guys could keep your pieces to about 2 minutes, that would be great. That would be awesome. First up is Casey Ketch. Let me ask you to unmute.
Hi.
Hi, Casey. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually getting over a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice sounds kind of raspy.
That's all right. We like a little rasp. Go on.
Perfect. So I'll put my handle in the comments when I'm all done. But for now, I'm going to read this new poem that I wrote today. A prompt was given to me by a friend, so I wrote this based on that prompt. So here we go. Time's rose-colored lips press gently on mine. She is my cruel mistress, taking away hours and days. But as the wise women say, she also heals wounds and reveals all things. I stare into time's golden eyes. They meet mine with satisfaction that she has done a job well done. She has caressed my face, held my hands in hers, and left her gentle mark that she has passed and will continue to pass. I run her dark hair through my fingers. It is soft and tangible, and yet so obscure. She is clear as day in front of me, yet so vague. We sit together over a cup of tea, reminiscing, chatting about past lovers, past lives, past selves, and before I know it, my tea has gone cold. I take a sip, and yet I am surprised, despite time sitting with me the whole time. I watch a smile curl across time's lips. Her teeth shine like moonlight. She laughs at me and my foolishness to forget her even for a moment. Because despite what wise women say, time is still my cruel mistress, and she waits for no man. Thank you.
Woo, that was beautiful. And you were right about time. If ever it was somebody, it would definitely be a woman. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Casey Catch. Make sure you check out the chat. She has put her information there for you to find at createdby.casey, so you can find her more of what she's got to share. Thank you all. And please, if you come back next week, when you come back next week, okay, make sure you let me know if you've got any pronouns that you would like me to use so that I'm also acknowledging who you actually are as per you. Okay. Next up is Melissa. I know she's ready. She said she was born ready. So we on it. Yes, hi.
Hello, I am Melissa and I go by she, her pronouns. And I'm just going to bring you some poetry. Here it is. Saltwater tides ebb and flow at the feet of Lady Liberty, her crusted crown aging in green. Under her robe, hope clings like a frightened child ripped away from its mother. Hope, remnants of a dream we all shared, a dream now wisping away with the sea mist, a ghost of the faith that once was. And now, hope-filled masses of jumbled refuse is entangled in scripted politics, snared by knotted coils of policy, dictated and strewn carelessly from clean, unreachable voices, tossed down to the tangle of new arrivals in a noisy clutter of hatred and fear. But before this new colossus was handcuffed, before she wore the muzzle and chain, she embraced and defended travelers and migrants. She honored pioneers, stood her posture proud, holding space for all who crossed her shore. Such was the time when my Baba's mother arrived from Minsk, 11 children in tow, one on the way, another yet to be conceived. And despite the barriers of language, politics, and fear, she landed, built a home out of stroganoff and pride, seasoned her soil to cultivate a family of fortitude and grit, women with strong hands and dirt under their fingernails. Strong-willed and strong-worded, she raised her brood, her household simple and orderly as a row of carefully lined up, thick-soled practical shoes. Given space to raise corn, chickens, and children, she herself bloomed. Independent and emboldened, she did not stand for the hand that beat her down. Spine upright, she demanded more, sent him out the door, and kept it open to others, welcomed unwed mothers, sheltered women from batterings, offered sanctuary to any hungry or deprived, offered a chair at her farmhouse tableside. She was who came before my Baba, the only grandparent I have who graduated high school, before my father, before my sisters and me, all with graduate degrees, though no pedigree, and we, falling leaves of this family tree, have dispersed and spread seeds in our communities, contributing to this grand experiment, and nothing could please me more than to imagine this course for the mass who stand waiting at our door. But no more. Now, our resolute lady stands stalwart at the mouth of the Hudson, ankle deep in broken hearts, buffering the upsurge. Substantial and righteous Lady Liberty dreams big, but cannot break through the shackles of ignorance ruling her course. And so it falls to us, the masses already warmed and welcomed, those whose paperwork and legality are not questioned. It falls to us to set the table, to make the bed, to put on a kettle, and offer the welcome our ancestors were granted to those that are now shivering at the gates. Thank you.
Wow. I'm so glad we got to get you on so you could share that with us. Thank you so much. She says she is who came before. Indeed. Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please come back next week so that we can hear more of what you have to share. Absolutely. I heard you mention Baba in your poem, and it just so happens that we are going to end our night with Baba Ngoma. Please unmute yourself, sir. Hey, Ngoma, how you doing?
Hey, I'm real good.
Excellent.
Thanks for this forum, and thanks for putting me on all late and everything.
That's all
Next
right.
time I'm gonna try to get on earlier. I could do some music, but it's kind of late for me to play music in my apartment this time of the night. I got a lot of love for the New York. My history with the New York goes back to the mid 70s. The New York used to be on 8th Street instead of on 3rd Street. And I did some of Maddie Marroquin's plays there in the 70s, and then again in the late 70s. So I've been hanging out with the New York like forever. I think I featured on the Friday Night Slam more times than anybody, about 5 or 6 times. One time I was featured, it was in August, and the weather was hot as hell. And I love that hot weather, but it makes me horny. Yeah. So anyway, I did this set, and it was like a really hot set. It was like, whoa, like some nights you just be on. Well, that was one of them nights. And afterwards, this young sister rolls up on me after the set, and she says to me, she said, I'd like to write a poem with you. So I went home and I thought about it, I said, maybe not. So I wrote this poem, and the poem is called A Poem to the Sister Who Said She Wanted to Write a Poem with Me. I thought about writing a poem with you, but I was afraid that it would be so hot and sexy that I would have to fuck you. It'd be so good to you that you might get addicted and think we should get married. And I've been there, done that twice, realized it's not for me, so then I'd have to kill you. Basically, I'm nonviolent, which basically means I'd have to love you to death, and I'm twice your age, so I'm trying to forget the idea. I'm riding the A train on a Sunday afternoon looking for poetry. The gypsy woman across the aisle nods 3 times. Our third eyes connect like some past and future shit at the same time. Destiny has me wondering what she meant. Although beautiful, gibberish was all that uttered from her mouth. Only her smile was translatable. Now I find myself wondering if I should forget or just chalk it up to a Twilight Zone moment. I prod my muse with cannabis and Brooklyn Lager, trying to squeeze verse from my pen. My lover says I'm sexist and only write about women's pain and sex lives. I consult my feminine side. She's seeking psychiatric help, thinking she's a slut. Maybe that's why her pain works well on paper. Actually, women hold power between their legs that men would kill for. These secrets be written in scriptures between the lines. We only read the King James Version. What was he to know? Free sex was illegal, the ankh of life replaced by the cross, blocking third eyes forever to those enslaved by time.
OG in the house, unmute yourselves and give him some love.
Whoa, Baba!
Talk about love. Talk about love. Thank you to you all. Thank you, Baba, for always coming through and sharing with us the history of the space that we are now blessed to be in. It's always good to have folks among us to remind us that this tradition of sharing and loving with each other is bigger than us and older than us and will be here far after us. So thank you so much to all of you who came out to Thursday night online open mic. It's a pleasure to be amongst you, to hear what you have to share. We're here every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is the truth. So if you're looking for the truth, if you're looking for home, thank you, Poetak, for that shout out. I love you, and I mean that. And if you need it, you know where to find it. Chris, shout out to you for covering us all night. And if you could take us out of here, I wish you all love and peace in the ends of your weeks.